Hey, it's Nikki. Welcome back to Ranting with Ricardo. We are here for another recap review because it's my channel. I can do what I want over here. This is a recap review of Sistas. Okay, if you hear the fan, it's going to stay on because guess what? I'm not going outside because it's uber hot. Yesterday it was 100 degrees and I only stepped out twice. Okay, 100 degrees and dropped 2 degrees when I came back in. So I'm not going outside. It's hot. I'm keeping this fan on. If you hear it, I don't know what to tell you, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Quick little things before we get into this recap review of Sistas and all these delusional, crazy-ass people that is on this show that really, y'all could take a slow trip off a cliff playing with me. Characters, not people. Characters only, not people. Few housekeeping things, slight PSA. Okay. Now, it's my bad. I thought All the Queen's Men was not coming on until next week. Then I was like, nah, they said they're going to drop 2 episodes every week for 5 weeks. And Google told me wrong this one time. And because I rely on free sites and not BET Plus, because BET Plus is $9.99 a month, and I'm not about the $9.99 life. It's going to be pushed back till tomorrow until the free sites upload and then I can watch. So All the Queen's Men will be coming out tomorrow, okay? Will be coming tomorrow. That recap review. Y'all know a daily thing. Am I the A-hole stories? I'm going to do 3 stories for each live I do for those stories. So it's going to be 3 Reddit stories for Am I the A-hole? Which is a daily come to y'all and talk thing. So that's the next thing I have to do after this. I am going to finish watching Ultimatum. I am going to finish watching it. I am. I'm going to come to y'all, give my thoughts over the entire thing. Because I started it and I want to finish it. What else is there? Y'all know Sundays are regularly scheduled programming with P-Valley and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Sistas is about to come to an end. They only got 2 more episodes left, so there's that. And then I'm gonna do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Miami. Now, if I'm not feeling it, and if y'all not watching, come August 8th, I'm not gonna do it no more. That's just how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be. That's how it will be. And okay. So I have my birthday stream set up. Yes, it's set up almost 2 months ahead of schedule, but that's because I want y'all to see it and put it on your schedule so y'all come in here and celebrate with me because I will be turning 24, okay? And when I tell you, when I do the intro and the outro that a bitch got bills, she does, and it's my birthday, so I want to hear them cash apps. Like the Cash App got to go ching, pa-ping, whatever it's going to do. I need to hear that, okay? Come in, celebrate with me, give a little gift, something, okay? Now that's up there. And, I got stuff I'm working on for y'all. And then y'all go check out any of, like, the, shorts, my YouTube shorts. Go check those out. And with that being said, let's get into this intro. Hi, hello, welcome. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you're not new to the channel, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. Because you may not like it. Well, like me or like the content over here, but you can still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. If you want to get in touch with me for any type of business, you want to follow me on social media, you want to buy my Elder Be Damn merch, you want to buy my lip gloss, or you just want to bless your girl with a little something because you know a bitch got bills, everything can be found where? In the description box down below. And It could also be found scrolling across the screen on that ticker that's like right there. Yeah, it could be found right there too. It could be found. Now, with that being said, let's get into this recap review of Sistas because a few people have worked my nerves, and then I have a few theories. And then, as you can see, when the thumbnail goes up for this, you will see that Roach Hayden getting sprayed because I'm about to start spraying him with some Raid. Get gone, sir. Anyways, Zach and Fatima finally make it back to the house, after jail. He want to show her the surprise. The surprise is the house. He want her to move in with him, right? Jake is there waiting because, when he heard Hayden's name after him and Preston talk, he took off. So I guess he came back to the house. He tells Jake about the whole, not tells Jake. Jake tells Zach about the contractor and how he paid him. And, he needs to talk to him. Now, we all know that it's probably something to do with the SEC and the fact that Hayden on a BS, and Hayden is doing everything he possibly can to get Zach caught up because he's a stalking Hayden asshole who should have stuck to the status quo and should have stuck to making creme brulee down to the High School Musical and married Sharpay. We all know these things, but for some reason Hayden and his receding hairline don't know them, and it's just like, shout out to the actor because I can't stand Hayden. I can't. But, Jake see Fatima there, and it's just like, I don't want to talk, and it's a whole thing. So Zach was like, okay, well, we could talk tomorrow, and I'll give you your check tomorrow, because I always pay my bills. Boom, Jake leave, and Zach and Fatima talk about him just a little bit, and Zach is like, he's a good dude. Mind you, Fatima and Andy both know, and Zach know that he worked for Gary, but Fatima and I think only Fatima and Andy know, and Jake know that Hayden and Gary are friends. So now it's just like my antennas are up. Talking about Fatima, my antennas are up. He may be a good dude, and I'm glad you have like good dudes in your life to be friends with. But watch that one because he still worked for Gary, and we don't trust Gary around these parts. And Zach is just really happy to get her inside the house to show her because, he want her to move in. He want to be in love. Like, he in love. He want to be, that's my woman. She my lady. Okay, we're going to get married. We're going to have babies. We're going to have this nice house. Then we're going to rent out the other house. And then we're going to rent out her apartment. We got stocks and everything. She's going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a realtor, a contractor. We just going to be living it large. Okay, that's basically what he wants to do. Now, him and Fatima kind of playing around, but he finally gets her into the house, and she, like, opens her eyes. She loves it. It's really nicely decorated. He shows her this, like, area, this space he had carved out for her in the living room area where there's, like, a desk. He still got to put together the chair, but he did that for her so she could have a space to study and for her to have a space of her own where she ain't got to be bothered. She can come home, relax, study when she needs to. She ain't got to figure out how she gonna do it. Not sitting on the couch, not sitting at the counters, not sitting nothing. He got a nice little space carved out for her. And that's really something to have somebody think of you that way. Like, they know you going to law school. They know you got to study for stuff. And they put together this area just for you. And that's a I don't know what, like, for love languages, I don't know if that would be like an act of service or like gifts, but it really shows you how much he loves her because he thought about her when putting all of this together, when setting up this house. He thought to, incorporate things that she would possibly need in the future to help her. And I gotta say, I love it. I love them. First, there's a Zatima show. I hope these hating assholes ain't there. I hope we get just a little bit of drama, but we get to see them, being a real couple and making it through and everything else. So he shows her the little study area. He gives her a key. He wants her to move in. And she's like, oh no, I think we're moving too fast. Like, I don't know. He starts professing his love to her. He said, you went to jail for me. I went to jail for you. I've always wanted this in my life, and I realized it had to be the right woman in the right situation. And Fatima for him is the right woman, and is in the right situation. He's finally doing something for him. He's like in the sense of being better. Like he's starting to grow up. He's starting to change. He's starting to be a better person. He's trying to be a better friend to everybody. He is trying to be better for not only himself but his significant other, and he loves the hell out of Fatima. You got to love somebody to go to their job and whoop ass and then be okay with going to jail, okay? He loves that lady, and he's trying to convince her to move in. Now Fatima says she gonna move in, but she gonna keep her place. And I was like, even though he wants you to sell that place, I think you should keep it just because you could rent it out, and then that means more money for the both of y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And he like trying to convince her to move in. She's like, okay, I'll move in. I'll move in. Okay, I'll move in. But don't be messing up or nothing. Okay. He was like, I'm not gonna mess up. I'm not. But I think she should keep the apartment. That way she can be making have extra income to help them, not saying they're gonna go broke or anything, not saying it's gonna all be bad. I mean, based off what's going on, that's how people want it to be. But that's like extra income coming in, and you don't have to worry about that. But boom, they go upstairs to have Mr. Nasty time. Hey, no raggedy, scraggly, musty, dusty, not so trusty, crusty ass come to Andy's office, giving her a hard time, harassing her over getting Zach and Fatima out of jail, talking about, ooh, is it a threat? I'll send them back. I'll gladly send them back. I got a restraining order. She ain't getting. Hold on. Hey, I got a restraining order. She can't come to work. Andy had to well, she can get you for bullying and harassment in a hostile work environment. So I pipe down if I was you, creme brulee man. I pipe down if I was you. But that's me, not Andy, because Andy's not about that life for real. Because she always trusts the crazy man who like to hug hoes to death. Where was I in these notes? Okay. Andy told that man, mind your business and to watch yourself before you get got. And he was like, "Is that a threat?" No, it's a fair warning. Like, mind your business before you get got. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, if y'all don't actually watch the show, I don't think people understand the fact that Hayden is doing everything but minding the business that pays him. It does not pay to harass Zach. It does not pay to harass Fatima. It does not pay to be messing with federal databases and doing all that BS. It does not pay to be looking up a senator's wife. It does not pay to be harassing Andy about what she got going on with Robin. It does not pay to be telling Robin every little nasty freaking thing you did with Fatima and all the white girls because the black women, see you for your works. It does not pay to be hanging out and concocting plans with crazy ass, I like to hug hoes to death, Gary. You know what pays? Minding your business. You know what doesn't pay? Minding everybody else's. You know what he's doing? Minding everybody else's. And Andy was right to warn him. I would mind my business before you get got. And that's not a threat. It's just about to happen. Because he messing with the senator's wife now. In a sense of he trying to get both them caught up. He messing with Fatima. He messing with Zach. He messing with Andy. He messing with Robin. He got Gary on his hand, but Gary too fucking crazy to for his own good to keep it cool. So what? Child, get out the raid and just spray this hoe. Because creme brulee man, who's a child, he ants at a picnic. That's what he is. Preston go down to the bank to see Sabrina in her church lady outfits. I don't know who dresses her, but she look a mess. Okay, the color, great. The ensemble of the whole outfit, no. And he want to talk about Danny and how he loved Danny. Well, not he want to talk to Danny. He got some bad advice from Zach, which I was like, the advice isn't like the advice in a sense kind of bad, but it did what you wanted to do because Danny was always worried about where you at, what you doing, who you doing it with. And I'm gonna get on Danny later. And Sabrina basically tells him, Danny like you. Y'all need to have a conversation like we've all been saying. I've said it. Bondi said it when she was reviewing the show. Ashley Miller says it every time. They need to have a real conversation because all this could have been put to rest if them hoes sat down and had a conversation. Mind you, the guy who plays Preston in real life is biracial. He not full colonizer. I was like, I could see it. Okay. And basically, Sabrina says, call Danny, have a conversation. She like you. He say, cool. He about to leave. Maurice is standing in the door. Maurice start bending it over and backing it up on him. And I was like, well, if I saw Preston, it's the bird in me, the bird that lives within me, on occasions, not all the time, on occasions, would have bent over and backed it up on Preston too, and he maybe would have taken my backing it up on him because he didn't. He was trying to maneuver away from Maurice, and Maurice just kept backing, bent over, backed it up, and was shaking it just a little bit. I was like, Maurice, get off that man, get off that man. So after talking to Maurice and him galloping up out of there like he a cowboy or a cowgirl, his words, not mine, Sabrina calls Karen to do her hair for a date. And then she calls Danny to tell her about Preston and, that whole conversation. And then they agree to double date with the prince and the cop. Okay, so we move on to Fatima and Zach. Zatima for the win for this episode because most of the scenes. Fatima and Zach are talking about moving in again, renting out the other house that Zach had got, which is next door, and renting it out will help pay the mortgage on it, which is great. He talks about his stock being up. He made $2 million, and Fatima thinks that he should sell it. He wants to talk to Jake first, but once again, Fatima's antennas are up because Jake works for Gary. How we know all of the information and advice and help he is giving you is on the up and up. We can't trust Gary, so how do you think we can trust Jake? It's a whole thing. But, she wants him to sell it. He says he'll think about selling it, and he still wants to talk to Jake. She leaves to go home, and he mentions, because she has to take a shower so she could get ready to go to work in the morning and all that stuff. He don't want her to go home. He was like, just grab your whole bag. I was like, it's not a whole bag. It's a spend a night bag. Get it right. Okay? Ain't no contrary to popular belief, ain't no hoes in this house. And ain't no hoes, around Fatima. It's a spend a night bag. It's what it is. That's what it always will be. It's a spend a night bag. Say it with me, spend a night bag. Okay? Spend a night bag. Get you one. But Fatima said, I ain't got no spend a night bag. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay? I don't have one of those in my trunk of my car. And you better not have one in yours either. He was like, no, I just, I show up naked everywhere. I was like, you gonna catch a cold doing that. Okay, don't do that. You gonna get in trouble if you just be showing up naked to all the places. Don't know who answering the door. So she leave and say she gonna get some stuff. She gonna come back. Mind you, he want her to move in. So, we're moving in a good direction. And then Zach calls Jake over to come get the check because he like, I pay my bills. And Fatima not here right now, so you come over, get the check and everything. Shall we see Andy? She go over there to talk to Danny, and they get to talking about Preston. And Danny is like, oh, I don't want to, I tried to teach him. She didn't. I don't know where this whole she tried to teach him anything. She was putting a puss on him. He ended up moving in with her. His racist family, all that stuff happened, but you didn't truly teach him anything. Okay? And her thing is, okay, I said she didn't teach him anything. I know she didn't teach him anything. He was putting the coochie on him so well, he ended up shacking up with you, okay? Danny says she don't want to teach him everything about black women and feels like he should be doing the work on his own. Well, he's been going out with multiple black women after you, so, hopefully he learned something from him. Son. Maybe he could learn something about black women from Zach and Fatima. Who knows? And once again, like we've all been saying, Sabrina said it, Bondi said it, I said it, Ashley Miller said it. Danny, you need to have a real conversation with that man about what you want, what you need, how you feel about this whole situation. Because the complete disconnect comes from you not actually sitting down and listening, and then telling him exactly what you want, what you need, and what you want out of the situation, and what your problem is. Do you know how well open and honest communication, not how well. Do you know what open and honest communication can do for people? A lot. You know what happens when you don't have open and honest communication? you wind up like Karen and Zach for them 3 years. That's what happens, okay? Moving on. Danny calls out Andy, for not being like, for not coming over to her apartment more, even though Andy is like, oh, I love it over here. She's like, girl, you ain't been here in a month of Sundays. And then they start to talk about crazy ass Gary and how, that man crazy and how hunching her boss is a problem. But I'm like, Robin is fine as hell. And he reminds me of a taller, slender Rio, aka Manny Montoya, or Montana, Manny Rio from Good Girls. Y'all know him, okay? That man is handsome and the voice is everything. And that's exactly what Robin is giving me without being a criminal. The voice is giving everything because y'all know Rio's a criminal on Good Girls and Robin is a lawyer on Sistas. But both of them are giving me the same energy and I love it. I mean, it is a huge problem. But hey, if Robin don't have a problem with it and Andy don't have a problem with it, and I don't see a problem with it. Andy still has a little bit of feelings for crazy ass Gary, but them feelings about to go away soon because these next 2 episodes, she gonna find the hell out that the man was looking at her through a telescope while her and Robin was getting it in on a couch, and Robin was giving her them good old back shots, and he was just beating it up real good. Well, not beating it up because you don't want that beat up, but he was giving it to her real good, and he was giving it to her nice and slow, like H-Town was telling y'all she liked it slow, okay? He was doing all the good stuff she needed to, get it right, okay? Just knock the cobwebs off that thing. But her little feelings for crazy ass Gary gonna go away when she finds out he was watching that whole situation. So, she want to see if there's still something there. She want to invite him over for, dinner to the penthouse, okay? Whatever. I'm going to just say this. Something is wrong with Andy in a sense of she does not want to be happy. She does not want to move on. And she can't recognize that she is in a emotionally and mentally and sometimes physically, because he tried to hug her to death and almost broke a couple ribs, abusive relationship with this man. And that he gives you gifts, and even though he doesn't say it to your face, he wants to take them away to punish you because he felt like you shouldn't have had nobody in that penthouse, even though it's yours, and he gave it to you, and he bought it for you without your permission and without you knowing, and basically sold all your shit. He's manipulative. He likes to gaslight you, and ultimately it's going to be an unaliving if Gary has his way. So Danny was getting ready for her date. They peace out, and then we get on to Sabrina down there to get her hair done to the salon. They talk about her date a little bit, and then Karen crazy ass talks about how she's stringing Aaron along, and she feels like she's using him for sex, and how she obsessing over Zach, a man who don't want her. And it's just like, you talk about, oh, I don't know him well enough for him to be the father of my child. You knew him well enough to have a whole relationship with him when his wife was still alive. You knew him well enough to spread them legs after that lady died. You knew him well enough to be saying I love yous down to your house, your apartment, down to the club, down to restaurants, down to the salon. You knew him well enough then. Okay? And then she says, because Serena mentioned something about Zach, and she's like, you need to move on. And she was like, Zach, he just gets mad at her, and he goes out and sleeps around, and then he comes back home, and 3 years of a relationship can't end with just a check. No, y'all, relationship ended when you moved on with Aaron. And somebody said, Karen also had Rico on the side. So it wasn't just like, okay, Zach, was out here doing whatever he wanted to do. She was out here doing whatever she wanted to do. And I'm a advocate for what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you're going to be out here doing whatever, I'm going to be out here doing whatever. But everybody needs to stay strapped up and make sure protection is used, because no love, no love. But that's how that whole STD situation happened with them. And, Zach, he wasn't right for that. But Karen, You should want more for yourself. You shouldn't want somebody who gets mad at you, goes and has sex with a whole bunch of people, and then comes back to you giving you whatever he caught from them. You shouldn't want that. You should love yourself more, and you should move on. You moved on first. You didn't want that man no more. He finally moves on. Because she was like, and I want him to grow up, and I just want him to grow up and basically come back to her. But it's just like, you didn't want him no more, and you moved on with Aaron, and he accepted that, and he moved on too, and he found him somebody. He felt like, just like you felt like you found your forever person in Aaron because you wasn't checking for Zach. You even had Zach arrested. He found his for credit card fraud, and he wasn't the one who did it. He found his forever person with Fatima, and he grew up. And he got his life in order. So if he was to get back with you, it would not be what it was with Fatima, because he does not love you anymore. He's not in love with you anymore. And for some reason, you are holding on, thinking that man is going to come back to you and y'all going to be one happy family. And that's not the case. Because if that was to happen, let's say, okay, worst case scenario, Zach Karen get back together. Zach is going to resent her. He's going to resent that child, and he's going to cheat as much as he can. And then somebody is going to wind up with something they can't get rid of for the rest of their life. Do you want that, Karen? No, I don't think so. She get on my nerves. And then Sabrina tells her, you need to listen to Danny when it comes to the whole situation, because you shouldn't have everything figured out right now. Take some time for yourself, actually grow a happy and healthy child, because everything you're doing now, all the stress, the anger, the hurt, everything you're feeling at this very moment, your child is feeling. But Karen ain't gonna listen to me. I don't like her. We see Gary and Aaron, they in his office talking about how Gary done lost his damn mind. This man is bipolar. And I'm going to get into why he's bipolar. He raging, talking about, I want my apartment back. I want my money back. I bought her gifts. I bought her a car. I bought her a penthouse. She put everything in her name. And it was supposed to be for us, not for her to be bringing somebody up in there. I want all my stuff back. She ain't right. How could she do this to me? He is literally losing his mind. He's a psycho. And Aaron is trying to speak sense into him, but he don't want to listen. Okay? He don't want to listen. Tell me why Andy calls crazy ass Gary, invites him over, and then he's just back to happy. He's just like, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to have a good time. We're going to talk. Oh my God, this is everything I wanted. He's bipolar, and you can't tell me no different. So boom, we see Andy. She calls Fatima and tells her that Hayden has access to the federal database and is looking for something in the airport security tapes or whatever. Fatima knows what it is. Andy asked, if it's something that could get Zach in trouble. And Fatima said, I'm going back over there. I'm going to have him call you. Andy is trying to, I'm going back over there tonight, okay? I'm going to have him call you. That's going to be between you and him. You're his lawyer now. Boom. In the meantime, in between time, the doorman calls Andy to let her know that Gary is there. And if he wants to be let up, she said let him up. So, and then Andy clicked back over and said, you know what? I'll see you tomorrow at work. And they're going to work out the whole Hayden situation, because that bitch ain't going to do nothing about it. What he going to do? Nothing. Okay? Get some Raid out and just spray him. Okay? Gary get up there. He looking at the couch, like the main couch, the white one. I was like, okay, so that's the couch that the back shots and nice and slow was like, that's where they got it. Okay. And then he was like, I'll just sit here in this chair. So he goes sit in the chair. Andy is sitting down. She asked him if he wants a drink, if he wants something to eat. He just losing his goddamn mind, because now he's having flashbacks of what he saw when he was being nosy and looking through the telescope at a woman who you're not dating. Y'all are not engaged. Go back to your crazy ass wife. Go back to your kids. Get out of our face, Gary. He having flashbacks of them kissing, them hugging, them touching, her lingerie, him in his nice suit, giving me very much Rio vibes, just taller and slender. We didn't get to see the back shots though, because you can't put that on that. You can't put that up there. Not whatever type of softcore porn that would have been. But he having flashbacks. He started losing his mind. He get up and run to the elevator. I was like, oh, okay, you're crazy. That's what your ass get. You shouldn't have been looking through a telescope looking over here, nosy batch. Jake comes over and Zach gives him the check. And they just talk about how they cool, and then you like when you meet people and you automatically click and you feel like they family and all that situation. It feels like a brotherhood. And Zach needs good friends like that. Like he needs someone like Jake. He needs someone like Preston. Okay, in his life. Fatima and Jake feel like he should sell the stock. So Fatima and Jake are like in agreement on this thing. Fatima not there, but that's the same thing Fatima wanted him to do. It's the same thing Zach wanted him to do when they start talking about the stock. Jake says, "Give me $1 million, and I will reinvest the money into different like stock options." And then Zach is like, "Oh, I don't know about that. You work for Gary." And say your company goes belly up, then I lose all my money. I don't know. Jake said, I'll send you some stuff so you could like have options, but really you need to sell that stock. And Zach says, I don't fuck with Gary. I'll take the information because it's a side deal with you and nobody else, but I'll mess with that man. And Jake says something, which is like, okay, well, tell me what it is. Because, Jake got all the information on how Gary and Hayden is working together, but he don't say nothing because I don't know if he worried about getting fired. Maybe he want to get the rest of the information. Maybe he want the entire sister circle around when he tell. I don't know, but Jake, you better start talking. And then some lady, I don't know if this is the actual lady at the airport who, gave Zach the stock tip, which it's not insider trading because she didn't like. You can't get her for he can't be got for insider trading because she told him that she would be the one getting that would got for like go to jail for insider trading, but he wouldn't. But she called talking about I made you rich and I flew down here to see you, but I wouldn't trust it. Okay, I wouldn't trust it. Don't go. And she said, meet me at this hotel. And that's how the episode ends. I wouldn't trust it. We don't know that batch. We don't even know if it's the real one because Hayden was the one looking at the stuff. He probably hired some white girl to call you and say, I was at the airport. I gave you the stock tip, all that stuff. It's a setup. It's a scheme by Cinderella's raggedy ass stepmom and her two evil, ugly ass stepsisters. I don't trust it. My closing thoughts for this episode before I take me a quick break, give me some water, give me some sustenance, and then come back to y'all for the Am I the A-hole stories. Zach and Fatima, I want y'all to make it last forever and ever and ever. I can't sing, but I want y'all to make it last forever. Karen, lose Zach's number, lose his address, get a clue, get a life. Move on. Okay, move on to Aaron, move on to somebody who is not Zach, but just get away. He don't want you. He doesn't. He's not in love with you. He don't love you. Move on. Danny, have a real conversation with that man because if I got to hear this, hear how, he doesn't know about black women and this, that, and the third one more time, I'm reaching through the screen and I'm going to rip that wig off your head because this is a conversation you should have had with him a long time ago and then kept it pushing. Sabrina, I feel like you about to get your feelings hurt next episode, so pull a tink tink. And Andy, you gonna realize how crazy that man is next episode. So I wouldn't say pull a tink tink because you invited him over and you initially invited him into your life. And Hayden, you better quit while you're ahead because it's looking like you about to set yourself up for the okie doke of the season, which is gonna get you fired and get you put in jail. But I guess go off, Miss Girl. And with that being said, that was it for this episode. I'll see y'all for Am I the A-hole stories late at 3:30. But I will see y'all next week for the people here for Sistas. Next week for Sistas. And, if you're new to the channel and you like the content over here, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you're not new to the channel and you don't like the content over here, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. If you want to get in touch with me for any type of business, you want to follow me on social media, you want to buy my Elder Be Damn merch, you want to buy my lip gloss, or you just want to bless your girl with a little something because you know a bitch got bills, everything can be found where it always is and where it's always going to be, in the description box, where down below and scrolling across the ticker, currently going across the screen. And quick PSA, I set up my birthday stream for my birthday in September. I know it's like 2 months ahead, but it's up there so y'all can see it and so y'all can mark it down on your calendars to know we're gonna be celebrating my 24th up in here. Hello. And that is it. That is all. I will see y'all for the next one. Bye.